Defensive start across the line, not a lot of deep vision down within the opening minutes, and Arn already started to back away.
SKT's playstyle has been very top lane triangle, so top, mid, and jungle focused, while having Bang and Wolf play a relatively even / passive bot lane overall. They can do that with the Alistar. And also lane swap, AHQ looking to match probably the lane swap they predicted from SKT. SKT having none of that and say, well, we can take it 2-2.
A pretty passive level 1, actually. We've seen a lot of one-side invades or mirror invades from the teams, but this is going back just to the line of scrimmage, so not something that we've seen very frequently in terms of a level 1 at the World Championship, but looks like nobody wants to take any risks in the quarterfinals.
Why not? You don't want to give AHQ's team comp any sort of advantage, but mirrored starts. Junglers and top laners as well as AD carries and support all on the same camps, just on opposite sides of the map.
I'm curious what SKT's plan is. They want Westor to push in early to open up the possibility of a gank, but what Bengi's timing is going to be is very interesting. Before Diana hits 6, she is more vulnerable than most mid laners to these ganks, and so if you're going to take the Ignite, you have to make the most use of it and actually shut her down in the laning phase, because if you can't follow with TP later, your bot lane's going to have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, look at Marin pathing to the top lane. SKT was not expecting this lane swap to come out. They were just expecting AHQ to go bottom and take a slightly unfavorable matchup 2v2 early. So Marin pathed upwards, found the Thresh in the river, said, oh, we have a lane swap on our hands, but SKT should be fine to adapt.
Let's see what that small up in tempo will do. Faker already shoving the wave into Westor, as we expected in this matchup. Westor's going to take a lot of harass while trying to CS, and he's going to lose some of those minions.
Yeah, and this is, again, we need to watch the jungle-mid synergy between these two teams. So what this is saying, Faker's shoving the lane in because he's trying to buy Bengi more time to get some levels, to get some buffs, and it's going to reverse the pressure onto him now. So it's about how he manipulates the wave right now. It's going to give us a hint as to what their plan is around the mid lane.
Yeah, Faker obviously leaning to the right side, the strong side of the map. That's where the jungler could be. Obviously, Westor doesn't know that. Sometimes we see these 4-man roams in the mid lane in the tournament as an adaptation to the relatively fast 4v0 push we have. But AHQ and SKT looking to go completely standard on this court.
Not taking any risk. Bang, of course, playing Tristana will have a little bit of a fast pushing advantage. First turret.
And this is a change because over in LCK, we very often saw Marin just go back to the lane early, try to soak experience, and not get punished for that. But it seems the Western lane swap style has kind of made its way to Worlds as a standard here, where both teams just straight a tower, bounce the wave backwards. Either top laner and AD carry will share now for pickaxe gold, but the Koreans are actually fine just buying Avarice, so they don't even care about the pickaxe.
Very greedy of them. But yeah, coming into this, and we do see it's the European lane swap style, of course, with the jungler still going on the strong side, close to the majority of the members of the team to continue farming. So it is the EU that's won out.
Always stole the gold. It's like, Ziv, you don't need that gold. Sharing is caring.
Small advantage then to Marin in terms of getting that local gold. Tower's not even fallen yet, actually, so it's going to get shoved in.
Marin intentionally bounced the wave off of that, looks like. Actually, no, looks like it barely didn't die right now, so a bit of an error in the lane swap would appear from SKT.
And this is something we see with teams that are just not as practiced in doing over and over and over. When that last minion dies, suddenly the armor on that tower goes up again because the backdoor bonus comes back. And then that one hit that you were doing will be 2 hits or 3 hits.
A small advantage to AHQ in terms of the global gold. Ziv and Marin both TP'd up to the top lane, and the wave is pushing towards Ziv. As long as he doesn't throw down those decimates too frequently, play a little safe.
It's good adaptation from Ziv.
Aggressive play as well, connects to the Apprehend. Mountain with an optimistic burrow. There's no tower and no cooldown on Apprehend. So Marin says, I dare you, bro. He's actually going to push them out.
The awkward gank actually coming in.
It's not over yet. Now Marin's caught up. Furious bite. Again, Ziv needs to get in range. Down in the bottom lane. Arn's going forward. This is the man that we're talking about. Wolf down to 100 HP. Double flake. He's going to keep Bang back. Flash and heal and exhaust used for everything on the side of AHQ.
A bit of a mistake there from Arn popping his Ren, not taking into account that Bang still had heal available to keep his support alive because he could have got 2 more Ren stacks. Maybe then finished him off.
Aggressive play from AHQ, both top and bottom. There is still a flash available. Ooh, Bang, he's going to rocket jump forward. Arn's got that explosive charge on his head. Albus and Ann, they're moving forward, but just a trade. Maybe coming away better from AHQ.
Yeah, you can see the change that was done to Alistar W. This tower is low, so you should play as if it's not even there because Bengi's diving.
It's 3v2, the tower's down. Albus will give up first blood. Bang, bang, he wants to shoot them down. He's rocket jump forward. Bang's looking for the double. His 73 KDA, and the hunt for 100 is on.
Bang Bang, is Bengi shot them down? I think that's how that one should go. But
Damn it, Monty!
it's a very easy dive on that turret with it being so low and wasn't really respected. But if we watched Bengi's pathing coming in, comes in around the mid lane, gets a pink ward in, walks, so he's very, very safe in his assumption about where Rek'Sai can be, while simultaneously giving Faker the ability to play to the right side and pressure the turret.
So he's not greedy, he flashes for the cocoon. A lot of junglers here were just papped around trying to get an easy cocoon, preserving the flash. And this time, Wolves lands that combo. Earlier, he missed it a little bit because obviously Alistar W got changed. A lot of these supports just have the muscle memory from the old combo. But it lands a more important one. 2 kills here on the board for SKT.
Yeah, although things went well for SKT on the bottom side, in the top side, Marins found himself getting a bit denied right now due to the little bit of an error in the early game and Mountain's pressure on the top side. So it's a bit of a deficit that Marin's going to have to overcome in this matchup. And Mountain's still playing the top side right now, but he is in trouble.
He really is. Marin is, as is Bengi and Wolf. Mountain is going to stick around. He's going to manage to find his way a second tunnel. There's another one ready, and Mountain gets out.
Well, tunnel vision on that Grump, but he makes it out anyways.
Ooh. Well, good setup for that, but Bengi missing the skill shot really hurt right there. Couldn't really do anything about that. Bold play from Mountain for the Grump, I will say. Makes me a bit nervous to see players do that, but he does get away with it.
Gentlemen, Mountain as well as Ziv got themselves an advantage over their opposite numbers, but Faker 20 CS up over Westor at 7 minutes. And Bang with a pickaxe and an Avarice Blade to the Vamp Scepter of Arn.
Problem with these junglers reverting to the side lanes, it just gives Faker an easy matchup where he doesn't get punished. Wester doesn't have the damage to take him down in one go, so he needs the assistance of his jungler, but he's busy trying to snowball top lane against Marin, one of the best, if not the best player in the tournament so far.
You know, Faker here, we talked about the CS differentials between Faker and Westor. Westor at -17 and a bit of a Gromp player from Atlas, but Faker up at +16. So if this holds true at 10 minutes, we should see a 33 differential if the averages are going to be appearing in this particular matchup.
It appears to be the case for now. Approaching 10 minutes on the clock, and nobody's really made a big move for Dragon. You can see Bengi on the mini-map, pulling some support from Faker as well with the deep vision they've got set up. SKT could opt to challenge around that objective.
And what SKT does well as a team is they don't buy into the traditional, okay, 2 members should always be in the bot lane, 1 guy should always be in the top lane. They redistribute their resources well enough to keep their losing lanes from snowballing further. Look at Wolf, who just showed up at the left side of the map randomly before, or well, looked randomly, with a purpose obviously, to then go back to the bot lane. Now he's helping Bengi take a blue buff down, and they're just working together as a squad.
Marin says, I don't really need the squad. Throws down a grand challenge onto Ziv, trying to run him down. Ziv has now got Noxian Might. He flashes with the Apprehend. Riposte has been charged, and both players trade ultimates, rather just flashes. Ziv's holding onto the dunk. But SKT Dragon.
Skirmishing on the opposite side of the map, nothing really happening right there. Marin being a little bit bold. He didn't have any vision on that top side of the map.
He was looking for
risk.
He was looking to pop the last vital there for the heal, but Ziv did enough damage. Here's Mountain though.
Mountain. Oh, that's a mistake. Maybe attack moved onto the Gromp. Now he's in trouble. Does manage to tunnel, gets a double knockup. Ziv is going to look for the heal on the Decimate. Wolf's in trouble. There's no unbreakable. And Wolf's going to be able to get away as Ziv had already used Apprehend.
Yeah, that's the difference with potentially a double killer for AHQ. You can't afford to make those mistakes against SKT.
A bit rough, but you know he still had his ultimate, so it was going to be a bit hard to go in on that. But they are going to lead this mid lane up. Bang is already in the mid lane. Of course, they have the ranged jungler release, one of the best combos here for quickly taking a turret. And so that little gang deep in SKT territory will be punished with the mid lane.
Yeah, SKT, they don't want to style on their opponents in the sense where we just want to outplay a 2v2. No, we use the pressure we have in lane to push up the lanes, and then we just outnumber you in another lane. Pushed in the bot lane there by Bang, moves to the mid lane, so your tower picks up the farm in the bot lane. All is well on SKT side.
And Monty, you talked about the gold lead SKT has had on average at 10. Currently it's just over 2,500. Analysts has talked about the Dragons. SKT have secured 19, and they've only given up 1 across their 7 games. And their average game time is 29 minutes. So they're getting, on average, 3 Dragons a game, below 30-minute average win time. These are exceptional stats for SKT.
I mean, they're absolutely incredible, right? To have that much control over the Dragon. Each game, that means on average that they take 3 Dragons and their opponents take 0.17. So you're lucky to get you know, a very small fraction of a dragon when you play against them.
Maybe that's AHQ's goal this game.
Get dragon.
Just get one dragon to ruin SKT stats, kill Bang like once or twice to ruin his KDA, and then go home.
Have to kill him a few more than just once to ruin that KDA. Although, one more time we'll cut it in half. Only a single death conceded. Mountain is sniffing out Wolf, who's still not level 6. There's no support for Mountain.
You can see Wolf just intelligently waiting right here till his jungler and his AD carry get into the top side of the map. Not taking any risks walking forward until he has backup and then heading around to cut off in the tri-brush.
SKT is sending Faker down to the bot lane. 4 people in the top. Wester has teleport. Faker is running the Unite, so this could potentially be a 4v5 here in the top lane.
If
Or 4v4 actually.
teleports,
Never mind.
let's take a look. SKT decide to back away, and Faker's moved down to the bottom to deal with the pressure Arn was applying. Arn silently farming up a sizable lead in CS as Bang has swapped around the map to put tower pressure down. He got the mid tower earlier, and now looking towards that top tower.
And look what they did. They sent Faker to defend to the far side against On. Then mid lane wasn't pushed in because Westo wasn't certain. Then Marin just TP's there. So SKT just not sticking to the regular roles. And for AHQ, if they want to find an opening in here, we just need Westor to get behind people with the teleport and surprise them. Just assassinate them, make picks.
Especially with 2 TPs up right now to none. This is a golden opportunity for AHQ to really get into this game and start to make plays on the map. But you can see how cautious SKT was, just sending those 4 people top. They knew they were going to be extending deep, at least for a moment, so they wanted as much backup there as possible, respecting the double teleports. And, you know, in Korea, when SKT lost 1 best-of-3 over the course of the summer season, it was because they were not respecting double globals when they played against CJ Entis. I can really see there's a big difference right now in the way they are playing the map compared to that loss against CJ.
Also, just how far up their pink wards are in this game. Usually you see them defensively at the entrance of your jungle. They have 1 here to try to push behind Bang to spot a Rek'Sai flank, 1 on the Scuttle Crab, and they're just defending there as well. A lot of these teams, they place pink wards and then they leave the area.
Albus is sitting Bang. He's going to eat a death sentence and gets pulled into the box. He's going to apprehend his channel in the flay. Cancels the rocket jump. The dunk comes down from Zip, but it's Albus that secures the kill. Unbreakable Will is available for Wolf. He will flash over the wall, and AHQ will not chase further. They've got their first kill.
And it also ruins Bang's KDA, cutting it right in half down to, what, a measly 36 right now. So he's not actually going to hit the 100 mark anymore, unless we have some very interesting games in this best of 5.
Interesting may be the name. Flays backwards, pulls on forwards. There's nowhere to go. Bengi flashes over the wall. 1 from On, looking for the Pierce. Rends for a kill and throws Albus for good measure.
And this is exactly what AHQ is looking for, making picks without plays, using that play to cancel the rocket jump after Zip already used the apprehend. Now Westor, he should be able to do some damage to Marin in the bot lane.
Gonna force him away for the time being. The London crowd supporting the underdog. Mountain is being forced away by Faker, and all of a sudden AHQ have a momentum swing in their favor. They're still down in gold.
And they're down in control on the map too. They're down in that dragon. We can take a look at this little play again.
Yeah, Hook comes out, and now they have 2 cancels for rocket jump. So Ziv does the smart thing, just using his to get more damage, and then the Flay. On paper, it's easy, but to do this in a tournament against a player like Bang, whoever tries to mind game, you know this is a good player, you know he's not going to instant rocket jump, so you need to predict it.
Really was nice communication there between the Flay and the apprehend, like you're saying, to make sure that only one of those was used initially to pull him in, get him a little bit closer so you can get the damage down, and then saving the other for that rocket jump. Great execution by AHQ.
And thank you, stats guys. Bang has spent 27 seconds dead out of the 220 minutes of gameplay SKT have had at the World Championship.
Probably asked the referee, like, why is my screen gray? Guys, is this a bug? Oh, tick.
Someone turn the filter off. SKT will get their 2nd dragon of the game. It's no contest from AHQ.
Problem is for AHQ, whenever they make a pick, they have a hard time capitalizing on objectives because SKT plays such a high pressure style. They're always doing something. Their vision is so far up, so even when you kill somebody, the route you take to the next objective.
Enough attention from SKT as we rejoin the game. Mountain forced to flash away, still playing maybe overly aggressive in SKT territory. Not enough support from the rest of the Korean squad, so AHQ get out. They do lose a summoner.
Just It's one down though, and Mountain has been living in that topside jungle, really making it difficult. And if you're playing on the red side against blue side with Faker on it, that's where you want to go. You want to attack his blue buff so he doesn't have the lane pressure.
And you have to do that because you need the deep wards, because if AHQ is going to make any proactive TP plays, you need vision behind enemy lines, and that's what they're looking for right now. That's phase 1 of the plan. Get that vision, lure him out, and then surprise them somehow with the double TP.
So, Grand Challenge is down again. Marin gets away, forced a flash. Ziv is looking for the decimate. That burn's not going to be enough. And Ziv, again, coming out better in the trade. Faker, he's going to wild growth up. Westor gets the reset on the Crescent Strike. He's got that Pale Cascade shield to prevent some of the damage, but Faker comes away looking better after the fight. HQ are not done yet, gentlemen. They look to contest this red buff, and they're not backing away. Fate's Call is available, but Bengi will smite it. At least it's a resource denied from back.
They're getting control of the jungle, but they have to start taking these turrets, so they are going to smoothly move down into that bottom side, start getting some damage, and SKT tries to get an angle to defend.
If this goes bad though, there's a ward all the way behind them that Mari can teleport to.
Ziv has his TP up as well, and SKT defend the tower, defending their 1,500 gold lead as well.
They can shut SKT off though. They've removed a lot of resources to defend that bot lane tower, but now they have no wave clear in the mid lane, so that should be open, and this is exactly what they were looking for. Using the pressure from that pick potential to zone them out of the jungle. They can then take an inefficient route, and now Ziv, he gets back in time for the top lane.
Yeah, just catches that wave right there. Makes sure that Marin can't split push down the tower, so some really good moves on the map from AHQ right here. Just getting into both sides of the jungle, making sure they set up the vision, and then cutting off SKT's defenses properly. This has been a really well-played series of events, and it's put AHQ back in this game now, only down 1,000. They've been slowly recovering that gold differential.
Yeah, some good rotations here.
Very good, in fact.
HQ are going to need a few more of those magical moments if they want to get a lead. They are still down. Marin has got that Hydra completed as Ziv is going to apprehend him backwards. Decimate comes up. Grand Challenge again is thrown down. Noxian Might is burning. Ziv's looking for a target, but there's no flash to follow. But Ziv, once again, winning the duel with Marin.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job not exposing his vitals to Marin to get that heal on that ultimate, so he just really wants to keep his torso, you know, aligned with Marin's. You're not going to stab me in the side or back, maybe perk 1 vital overall. And by the time Marin could be done with it, he's already dead.
Oopsie. Westor just missing that pink ward. He moves into the blue buff area. Faker still pushing down the bottom lane. So AHQ win a fight up top, but gonna lose a lot of hit points on this inner turret.
And there's no teleport wards again. They really need to start placing deep wards when they leave the lane. Instead of focusing all the wards in the jungle, they should push up the lane, leave a ward there, because somebody's gonna push it out again, and then you can surprise them, because nobody expects lane wards. Everybody expects jungle wards for teleport. On the lane, that's where you make those proactive TP plays. And Westor, I don't think he's used teleport almost a single time, maybe just to get back to lane once.
Yeah, there really hasn't been that proactive. They've been making plays without teleport, which is great, but they haven't taken every single opportunity that they could to snowball their lead or try and get back into this game, rather. And one thing that we really haven't talked about yet is what this is going to look like in the late game. So SK Telecom, if we just look at their composition, AHQ is eminently kiteable here. They have a very low engage composition. Westor can get in there once, but he's going to have a hard time following up after that. And when we're talking about champions with a high amount of mobility, Fiora, we have Lulu with the kiting, the glitter lance. It's going to be very hard to actually teamfight for AHQ lane.
Luckily, SKT have found Mountain in the jungle. Teleport's coming in from Westor. Ziv's in a little bit of trouble. The wild growth is up as well. And Bengi just gets one. Marin Iska arrived to the party after teleporting in, but that was just too easy.
I mean, just coming in off of that, they set it up well with Wolf. It comes back to the boards they got deep in the jungle earlier on. They did a great job of sweeping it out and just following up on the wave. And finally, AHQ tries to make a TP play, but they do it while Marin has his as well. And so it's just not the same effectiveness that we could have seen earlier in this game.
Yeah, headbutt into double pulverize here from Wolf. Not weaving that combo in together, just maximizing the cooldown on that, and then just focusing on Rek'Sai for the reset. Really good just utility from Alistar right there. And later on in these fights, later in the game, when Westor is diving in, Wolf can actually trade his life. He can stay alive for long enough with that Unbreakable to just trade his life with any of these carries of AHQ, and then it's going to get rough for AHQ to find an answer, so they really need to start making better picks.
A lot of pressure on AHQ. Inner turret on the bottom lane does stay standing. Small solace, but lost control of their jungle, lost control of the tempo of the game. And with Dragon up in 20 seconds, SKT have got really good vision, phenomenal vision even in the blue side area of AHQ to allow them to set up for that Dragon. It's finally Westor secures that outer turret in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and they started with a turret deficit. Now AHQ has made good use of the split push to take a turret advantage, and this is what they have to do, because they cannot fight. They have no way to kill Bang in the late game. Once the rocket jump comes in, he's got the buster shot too to get targets away from him, so AHQ is just going to be absolutely kited to death. SKT, what do they want to do? Keep stacking dragons. Right now, just get to the dragon on time, get the priority on that objective, and just kite out AHQ when they contest.
Because after 3 or 4 dragons, it would actually put priority on AHQ actually having to stop the dragon. That will lead to a team fight. That's where SKT is stronger. If you want to do dragon, not only do you get a lot of benefits in those team fights from those stats, you also just force the enemy team to fight you over that dragon eventually, unless you can close in 30 minutes. AHQ will not be able to do that.
Yeah, and again, SKT gets the priority on the dragon. Bang is there. Here comes the TP.
Ziv is going to look for a party. The death sentence finds no one, but Westor's looking for a flank. Wolf has gone forward. Unbreakable will time out shortly, and Westor forced to flash defensively. Bang zoned him away. Dragon's still standing and ticking. Albus looks for Morin and interrupts the lunge. The wild growth will save him for a few seconds longer. Ziv on the front line, but as Mountain gets away, the grand challenge heal is up. Morin gets apprehended forward. On still on the back line. The ring is going to get ready shortly. Morin eats a decimate. He will go down. A 2-for-1, and AHQ may get Dragon.
Oh, that was so close. That hook from Albus almost tugged Bang back into that fight. And SKT is actually one of the teams that fights incredibly well 4v5. They're not afraid to re-engage or take a fight where people overreach to clean them up and punish them. That was almost a turnaround, but solid play from AHQ overall.
Yeah, and Westor had that flank in there, which made them unable to follow up on the Wolf engage. That was really the critical part of it. They burned Wolf's ultimate, and they have to keep fighting like that, but Faker's in trouble.
Well, Bang goes forward with that rocket jump. He's going to get Westor. The explosive charge secures it. Falcon rocket jump forward aggressively, and Bang finds 2 more.
And this is exactly the playstyle that got Bang to that initial 71 KDA. He's not a max range player that just waits at the outskirts of the fight. He's not afraid to jump in, get the restart, get another kill, and then jump out.
And does it perfectly. AHQ did win the Dragon fight and secure only the 2nd Dragon that SKT have ever conceded at the World Championship. Unfortunately, 2 more kills to Bang. He's now 4-1 and 3. Currently sitting 500 gold more than Art, and will extend that once they knock this tower down.
Yeah, but On's been doing a great job of taking that empty lane farm. We've seen, while Marin has been far back near his tier 2 turrets, so is On this entire game, so it's kept him relevant, even though Bang has gotten quite fed already. So now that gold lead will extend to about 700, but considering we're talking about 1-1 and 2 versus 4-1 and 3, that's actually not too bad.
Certainly is not. Static ship has now been completed for Bang. Morin continuing that split push threat on the bottom lane.
It's almost getting to a point where a minor loss against SKT you can view as a win. Oh guys, we're only 800 gold behind.
I mean, to be fair, AHQ have had some pretty good moves this game. They out-rotated SKT to secure some towers. They won a team fight around the Dragon Pit, secure the Dragon. Problem is, they're giving up too much in between those positive plays. That's allowing SKT to maintain control.
And we really haven't seen Faker use this Ignite to any effect, and as the game drags on, they'll have fewer and fewer ways to deal with AHQ's split push, so that is a bit concerning at this point in time.
Let's take a look. Apprehend does not find Bengi. On will use that blade active, but not going to get anything more, and Bengi will clear tunnel and a ward on the way out.
Something we haven't seen from the Ignite, obviously, is the pressure it puts on Westor. Westor may have just not gone on in certain all-ins because of the threat of the Ignite. That is obviously a hard thing to see, because those are like invisible plays. The same way some people don't go for certain farm because they're afraid of potential teleport. It's incredibly hard to get into the minds of these players. Maybe that's why Faker took it. We can only guess, but not want to question Faker. Not after I went against him once in a vote saying Royal Club would win. Never again. Never in my life.
Long time ago, back when Monty was still driving trains.
There's no hype train this year, you know. The hype is real, it's manifest.
It's absolute.
Yes, it's the reality train now.
I like that. I like that. The reality train.
The Korean dominance reality train.
That makes you a reality star, Monte Cristo.
I don't know how I feel.
Is that an upgrade?
No,
or downgrade to
no.
Shoutcaster?
That makes me feel very bad about myself. Thank you.
SKT were able to knock over the mid-inner turret, while AHQ regained some control of their blue buff, but they're still hemorrhaging gold, hemorrhaging farm, and being forced deeper and deeper back into their own lanes.
And this wave clear coming out of SKT just pushes AHQ back. As a result, they can't get deep wards. Without deep wards, they can't set up teleport plays. They can only play reactionary on teleport. SKT is too good of a team to really get caught, and slowly but surely, they advance their gold lead until Baron becomes an option really on the table. And SKT, they don't go for those early Barons. They only take Barons when they want to close out the game. In 4 out of 6 games, they actually smash the Nexus with the Baron buff still on them. Just shows just how they value that objective.
Yeah, the first Baron buff, nonetheless. So yeah, just taking...
Not any, just like the single first Baron they took. Baron to Nexus is 3 minutes. It's like a race for SKT against themselves. It's like one of those ghosts in Mario Kart.
Turn on the 3-minute clock and see what happens. Well, trying to defend here, but again, the wave clear still pretty close to that turret, so they keep getting bottled up. They only have a single ward in that bottom side jungle right now.
Extended siege here for SKT. There's not enough close wards behind them for Ziv and Westor to make use of, and SKT will just face tank to secure their 5th tower kill of the game and increases the gold lead to 5,000. Allows them to set up vision, minutes and a half till Dragon. There's even going to be wards for SKT to play with and force that next Dragon fight if they so choose.
It's a quick recall, get that gold down, start turning it into items. Looks like Faker going to be going for Witchbane here. So trying to maximize his auto attack damage does make sense, considering he's going to get a lot of autos simply because of his kiting potential against AHQ's composition.
And AHQ, they're just going to run straight at SKT too, so he's going to weave in a lot of auto attacks. Skull Crab buys him 90 seconds of time.
Small advantage for HQ around the Baron pit. SKT have made no real moves towards that area. And you know, on 270 CS, 3 items completed. He is going against Bang with the same 3 items, but gonna need to be the man that can fight SKT, or Marin more specifically.
You can already
if
see.
HQ want to win a fight.
You can already see the emphasis SKT is putting on that mid lane control right now. Faker doesn't want to let anybody move up far enough to challenge him on that push, because that is always step 1 to securing an objective that is either Dragon or Baron. It's pushing in the mid lane first. Then you can go to the side to put deep vision. SKT already had the deep vision, so all they have to do is push mid, go Dragon.
Baron set up on the bottom side already. Ziv actually coming in from behind.
Teleport, first proactive play here.
It'll be a little difficult. Challenge is down. 2v1 for the time being, but the rest of SKT are nearby. Ziv flashes forward. Wild Growth will interrupt the Noxian Guillotine, but Marin is still low. Westor's looking for Faker. Remember, Wild Growth has been used. Westor goes golden. Wolf is going to immediately get rid of that death sentence, and the first kill will be Marin down. AHQ looking to retreat. A lot of their tools have been used, and Bang's got a red buff. Crescent Strike connects, Death Sentence does not. Bang flashes forward. It's going to be a Fate's Call to save Albus's life, and Bang rocket jumps. He's got 1 crit onto Arn. Arn uses that heal, and it's a 1-for-0, but AHQ should lose Dragon.
Yeah, they're just going to go right back. I mean, so many members of AHQ just chunked out right there on the retreat thanks to the Whimsy catching up that Tristana, and Marin's up at 15. He's still got teleport. Let's see if HQ, they're actually going to contest this. Ziv coming in.
Dragon secured by SKT. Bengi with a respect flash over the wall. And there's even blue pings on Baron. Do AHQ risk rushing?
They could actually consider it, seeing how far they're behind and how they lost that fight, even after getting initial pick. What worries me the most is that they actually had Ziv snuck in that brush. Marin was not aware. They could have teleported Westor 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds earlier for that finally proactive play. But it still was a reactive play. He waited for them to start fighting, then he teleported in. So there's a distinct lack of communication here on AHQ's side.
And they invested so much too. Look at the number of wards around that Dragon. They still ended up losing it. The Baron pit is totally dark right now, and SKT, they start to play the top side of the map. They start to push it out. They don't want any wards getting in there. They're trying to force a fight. The best thing SKT can do with this composition against HQ, force a face check, walk backwards, deal the damage, clean it up with Tristana resets.
SKT, it sounds so easy, but they've played safe, and despite being caught a little bit off guard, this is one of the more competitive games SKT have had to deal with at the World Championship. HQ showing they're almost there. They cannot afford any more mistakes at all.
We've talked a lot about SK Telecom, but the fact is they had a relatively easy group. And with EDG not looking anywhere near their former selves at MSI, it was tough to get a read on how good they would actually be. And AHQ, they have given us the most competitive game of the tournament so far.
Yeah, take a look at what Bengi and Wolf are doing together. Not only do they roam the map together, Bengi bought the more expensive items that the team needed, as in Locket of the Iron Solari, whereas Wolf is heavily invested more in vision. He even has 2 pink wards in his inventory right now. A lot for dynamic vision. We'll get to that later though, because Westor...
I think he's down. Ziv will be nearby, but I'm not sure he wants to be. The heal from the challenge will just top off any damage that was put down.
Yeah, SKT is just willing to take a pick and then move up their lines of vision. That's why Wolf is bringing 2 pink wards to the party, so he can continuously keep moving them for optimal positions, and then eventually SKT can secure this Baron.
Might be a little risky. All of AHQ are nearby. 3,000 hit points. Wolf is trying to get rid of Mountain. He's interrupted him for a while. The Apprehend pulls Marin back, but that's not the one you want. Exhaust is down onto Ziv. Bang's looking for Arn. The Flay will not find a target. Marin, he'll get a heal from the Summoner spell and stay alive. Bang's looking forward. Ziv will get shut down after being turned into a munchkin. SKT get Baron and 2 more kills.
Yeah, Wolf should be playing goalkeeper Alistar. He's really keeping everybody out of the fight.
And just coming into that fight too, that was all a function of SKT having the vision control on that top side. Westor should not have been pushing out so far by himself. That was a huge error, and SKT as a team, they can turn that 1 pick into a Baron. They're not going to give you a chance to get in there because Wolf will play that goaltender. He'll be on the backside shoving your jungler out.
Gentlemen, the countdown timer has started. T-minus 3 minutes until SKT victory. 4 of their 6 wins. That has proven true. Will this be number 5?
Yeah, we need one of those 24 clock sounds, you know, at the end. Last 10 seconds.
Audio guy, make it happen.
Yeah, the amount of closing. SKT only... We talked about it earlier. They have 7 dragons in their 7 barons in their 6 games because all they usually need to finish a game is 1 baron. That's what they need. 1 game against EDG, they took 2 barons. Closed the game with the 2nd baron buff still live.
That was the style baron crap though. Let's take a look at this one again. So you'll just see Wolf head out. There's a buster shot actually that goes out first. So actually a bit of a miscommunication there from SKT. But immediately after the Baron, they're over the wall, they're fighting. Exhaust down onto Ziv nice and early. And Bang has the wild growth on it. He knows Marin's in trouble. Marin's calling out for this, and just beautiful play as they come and sweep up behind the red pit.
Yeah, Marin walks out of the fight long enough to survive, reposts the next attack, then he gets a shield, then the cavalry comes in with Bang there, not afraid to move in.
Oh! Hey! Arn gets almost 3 shots, summon a heal and flash. And it will cost an inhibitor turret. Albus has been hit by the Glitterlance. Teleport came in from Marin. This battle is split on 2 fronts. Marin and Bengi will most likely kill Westor. Arn's here, but he's simply too late. Inhibitor's down. Remember that ticking time bomb. SKT are looking towards the Nexus, and Bang is already on it. The minions arrive. The explosive charge will secure 1 tower. Cocoon buys time for SKT to take down the 2nd tower, and SK Telecom will hold true and finish the game with Baron to go 1